as we look forward to this new year. You know, there's one thing that I think that we get wrong sometimes. We imagine somehow start comes when our circumstances change. I know things will get better if only I really need be better.
First try.
But sometimes, in fact,
Ng
oftentimes,
LS sa bahay
that's not the
na
case at all.
ginagawa.
We've seen that on the programs over this week. Sometimes what God really means is for us to bloom right where we've been planted. With you today, because this whole idea of running away from the things we don't like in our lives isn't something I'm up on my little pulpit preaching to you about. It's something that we all go through, me included. And learning this lesson of blooming right where we're planted, for me at least, it's never been an easy one to learn. Probably because I grew up in the very first disposable generation. The first generation whose parents could take a pill not to have us. The first generation where packaging and cups and plates and knives and forks and spoons and all sorts of stuff became disposable. I grew up in the generation where people stopped darning their socks. Instead, we just throw them out now and buy new ones. I grew up in the generation where people started en masse disposing of their marriages, the one relationship that's meant to last a lifetime. I grew up in the generation where instead of holding down the same job for a lifetime, people began to move jobs every 2 or 3 years. I grew up in the generation where, in fact, not just jobs were changed, it's quite common now for people to change their careers. And I am also a product of this society in which I've grown up. A society that's moved away from the permanent to the transient, from commitment to variety, from valuing loyalty to valuing adaptability. We value different things. We can do different things. Technologies that cost a fortune a few years ago have become commodities today. I remember my first transistor radio. All my Christmases had come at once. Wow. Today, we're taught to change our mobile phones about as often as we change our clothes. They've become adaptable. When we change our moods, we can have different coloured covers for our mobile phones. Even one card that's out there on the market that comes with different coloured panels so you can change them when your mood changes. I mean, can you believe that? What I want, when I want it, that's what we're taught. And the more we swallow that stuff, the more it becomes a part of us. So back to the story I wanted to tell you before I started rabbiting on. Before I became a Christian, I used to go through relationships like changing socks. See, here was the deal. I was at the centre of the universe. It was my way or the highway. If you didn't suit me, I'd get rid of you. As a friend, as someone I worked with, or if something that I was involved in didn't suit me, I'd just walk away. I don't like this, don't like that, no problem. Just ditch the people or the organisation or the activity or whatever it was. Then I became a Christian and
Magandang umaga, Brother Chito.
Not into religion much at all, actually. I just started getting involved with Jesus.
Paano mo maglagay dito ng jacket? Mano yung Ragon, magandang morning. Try lang. Dito sa ginagawang bahay. Pwede pala kahit na wala pang 500 ang yung mga suki ba tawag
yun? Of course, you understand.
Paano mo maglagay ng jacket?
Fortunately, I'm perfect and the world revolves around me.
Pero kung paano maglagay ng jacket
More and more, God grew me in this sense that instead of changing people like socks, instead of changing my circumstances or my situation or my job or whatever, God's plan was actually for me to bloom right where He planted me.
YouTube.
Can I tell you something? That was a real revelation.
Wala akong apps na ginamit
It's always a difficult lesson for me to learn.
Diretso ito sa YouTube.
Because it requires sacrifice. It requires me not just to tolerate other people begrudgingly.
It
requires me to love them with a good heart. Because unless I do, I don't bloom, I wither. Have a listen to Psalm 92, beginning at verse 12. The righteous will flourish like a palm tree and grow like a cedar in the Lebanon. They are planted in the house of the Lord. They flourish in the courts.
Thank you, Brother Sam.
They're planted.
Brother Sam, baka interviewin ka ng asawa ko kasi nakita ako kahapon.
So they don't go racing around from one place to another. They plant. They get planted. They stay in one spot. Then they flourish. Where? In the house of the Lord. What is the house of the Lord? God's people, God's family. And you know what? Like any family, they're not always going to get on. No doubt, there are times when we do change jobs or careers or churches or whatever. It's happened a handful of times in
Pwede
my
pala.
life. But you know, most of the time, my hunch is God wants to plant us where He wants to plant us.
Salamat,
And He wants us
Manoy
to flourish, to
Uragon.
bloom right where He has planted us.
Merong
flourish.
kalagay, lumalagay sa kwan, sa gilid.
You know, people spend so much time dreaming about tomorrow and what life would be like if only this or if only that.
Report. Ayun lang pala yun.
Isn't that right? All you and I have.
Oo nga, si Manoy. Subscriber ako ni Manoy Uragon.
And God wants us to flourish.
Okay. Yung radyo. Wala akong music
to sprout, to shoot.
Yan. Salamat, Manoy Uragon. Nakalagay lang, moderator. Wala akong nakikitang jacket eh. Pin, report, remove, put user, hide user, remove moderator. Yun lang nakikita ko eh. Jacket ba ang tawag yan? Yung parang tools? Yung parang wrench? Yan. Oo nga, Manoy Uragon. Maghahanap ako ng music na walang copyright. Sa cellphone siguro. Yan. Wala akong ibang gadget eh. Cellphone lang at saka laptop eh. Non-copyright. Ano bang music ang maganda? Yung sa atin yata pwede yun eh. Pag nag-blue, naka-jacket na yan. Okay na. Brother Manoy Uragon, naka-blue po kayo. Some blue din. Ayan, mga naka-blue. Ibig sabihin naka-jacket na po. Form. Nagpapalago tayo ng ating mga suki para medyo makaabot tayo dun sa peak sa taas. No? Yan. Buti pa si Brother Sam. Nandun na sa taas. Brother Sam, may interview ka na aking asawa. Pag natanong ka, ano yung bahay? Nagbaba ng bahay. Inabutan ako kagabi. Ano yan, pati bahay natin, binaba mo? Hindi. Sabi ko yung bahay, yun yung channel na ibinababa ng mga host na nagla-live stream. Pati daw yung bahay namin binaba. Yan. Tawa ko ang tawa. Yan. Brother, jacket, moderator yan. Okay. Brother, okay. Ganun pala yung pag nag-blue na. Now, I know. Mamaya, end stream lang naman taba. End stream lang, Brother Chito. Okay po, Manoy Uragon. Minsan, papasyal ako doon. Kagabi, nandun ako kay Sister Elena, yung taga saan ba yun? Yung taga Summer yata yun. Yung lagi siyang tumutugtog at gumigitara. Lagi lang siyang tumutugtog. Yan, titry po natin kung ano yung mga kantang pwede. Kaso wala akong mga Tagalog na ibang kanta. 6 to 8 p.m. po kayo. Sige po, Brother Manoy Uragon. Ito kaya, pwede po kaya to? Si Brother Sam, madaling kwan eh. Kayang-kaya kasi, basta mga nagre-radio, expose sa radio, kayang-kaya palang mag-live stream. Kasi sanay na eh, hindi na nahihiya. Alam na yung pag-adlib, alam na yung, basta marami alam, kayang-kaya na mag-LS. Brother Chito, magsasama ako sa inyo. Basta, i-guide ko lang ako kasi wala pa, first time ko eh. First time ko ito. Pinas time, opo. Okay po, Brother Manoy Uragon. Ano ka na po sa kwan ha? Nag-harvest ka na po, Manoy Uragon. Salamat po sa nanonood. Salamat po sa nagtamsak. May dalawang tamsak ha. Kadalawa pala. Ayan. Sige po, Manoy. Opo. Baka po hindi nyo pa kadikit si Juan si Brother Chito. Sige po, baba po kayo. Para po mamaya mapasyalan mamaya. Bababa ng bahay. Ayan, sige po, ayan. Dikit-dikit po, Brother Chito, baka hindi mo pa kukuhan si Manoy Uragon. Brother Chito channel. Si Brother Chito po ay kuhan, naka-assign po yan sa kuhan. Manoy, pero Bicolano din po yan, naka-assign lang siya sa Rizal. Sige po, apo, alas 9 ng gabi. Abangan ko po yan. Papasyalan natin. Habang hindi pa ako gumagawa ng ating assignment para sa final. Brother Chito, mga ilang minutes ba o ilang oras bago mag-end? Isang oras pwede na. Manoy Uragon, pwede po ba isang oras na? Isang oras lang po, pwede na po mag-end ang stream. Yes, okay po. Try ko lang naman po ito eh. Siguro sa susunod, magpe-prepare ako ng mga kwan. Pwedeng basahin. Nandito pa ako sa aking bahay. Dito kung ginagawa pa yung bahay ko. Hindi pa tapos. Mahaba yung bakasyon eh. Nandito lang po ako sa loob. Yan po yung aking bahay. Kakakabit lang nung kesame niya, siling. Hindi pa ayos yung aking bintana at saka pintuan. Pero laptop lang po yung gamit natin. Naiinggan niyo po ako dun sa mga nagla-live stream eh. Sa panunood ko ng ilang araw. Sa isip-isip ko, sabi ko, kayang-kaya ko dito na. Kung po ito eh, studio. YouTube studio po ito eh. Pero yung iba nakikita ko hindi po YouTube Chrome yung binabanggit nila eh. YouTube studio. Kanina pinapupunta ako doon sa stream video eh kailangan daw mag-add ng mga gamit, ng mga gadget. Eh wala pa akong pag-add. Install ka ng Prism or StreamYard para dyan ka mag-live. Huwag ba ibaba? Okay po, hagdan lang. Ganun. Hindi ka dapat sa YouTube. Ganun po ba? Hindi ko po alam. First time lang po ito. Pero mare-record po ba ito? Pagkatapos po ba ng stream na ito, recorded po ba ito? May iwan po ba? Ayan, Brother Chito, turuan mo ako ng StreamYard. Yung kagaya sa inyo, StreamYard pala yun. Yung pinapanood ko kanina, Chrome. Kaya binabanggit sila Chrome, tapos pupunta sa live. Okay po. Sige po. Hindi pa po pala dapat. Pero pag halimbawa po, Tuesday, family appointment or gawain, medyo mahabang oras yun. Pwede rin, hindi rin pa rin po pwede sa YouTube. Hindi talaga pwede pa sa YouTube direct. Kasi wala pa po 1,000 ang sub. Okay po. Sige po. Salamat po sa information, Manoy Uragon. Ayan, at least nakakakuha ng idea. Ako nag-English na. Okay po, end ko na po. Maraming salamat po sa information, Brother Chito. Turuan mo ko sa StreamYard. Kaya lang, sige po. Opo, salamat.